Welcome back to Football Daily, where today we're bringing you 10 summer transfers that haven't quite worked out as planned. Let's go. 10. Sergio Ramos. Paris Saint-Germain went some way over the summer to rectify the mistakes from last campaign, signing the likes of Donnarumma, Hakimi and of course Lionel Messi as they look to return to the summit of Ligue 1 and ultimately win that maiden Champions League title. One of the acquisitions they made that hasn't gone to plan though is that of Sergio Ramos. The former Real Madrid defender moved north of the Pyrenees on a free transfer, but the 35-year-old is yet to make his debut for the club. Why? Well, Ramos has been injured almost continuously since the turn of the year, only making one league appearance since mid-January and not playing a minute of football since featuring in Los Blancos' 2-0 defeat to Chelsea in the Champions League semi-finals. In recent weeks, there was even rumours circulating that Ramos and PSG might look to cancel the reported €12 million deal signed back in July. Whilst this was quickly denied, the fact it didn't seem totally unbelievable goes to show what the situation currently is. Ramos is back in training now, so hopefully he can get some minutes soon and put this all behind him. 9. Yannick Vestergaard. Another centre-back that has underwhelmed is Yannick Vestergaard, who Leicester City signed for £15 million from Southampton. The Danish international, who was a key part of the squad that reached the Euro 2020 semi-finals last summer, had developed into a key man for the Saints since arriving on these shores in 2018, while the Foxes were suffering something of a defensive crisis, with the likes of Johnny Evans, Wesley Fofana and James Justin all injured. Signing the 29-year-old seems sensible, if not remarkable, but 3 months into the campaign and it seems like Brendan Rodgers would almost be better off not having made the move at all, and has even suggested as much himself. The Northern Irishman said, "He has been used a lot more than I anticipated. His role coming in was pretty clear." Vestergaard has started 6 games in all competitions, with the club drawing 3 and losing 3, including defeats to Brighton in the league and Legia Warsaw in Europe, and he's been limited to just substitute appearances since the beginning of October as more regular faces regained fitness. It's hard to see him ever becoming a regular at the King Power. 8. Sergio Aguero. Now, of course, there is a caveat to including Sergio Aguero in this list. The Barcelona striker was taken to hospital after complaining of chest pains during a game last month, and it was announced he would be taking a few months away from the sport to recover. There are even rumours suggesting the 33-year-old is considering retirement as a result, something no one wants to see, and it obviously goes without saying that we wish him all the best in his recovery. But even putting that to one side, it was a far from ideal start to life in Barcelona for the Argentine, who was partly recruited in order to keep Messi in Catalonia before it emerged that was impossible due to the club's horrendous finances and league rules. This caused rumours suggesting Aguero wanted to be released from the club, with playing alongside Messi reportedly amongst the contract's terms. Once that was dismissed, Manchester City's top goalscorer of all time then suffered a calf injury in one of his first training sessions with his new club, preventing him from making his debut for 2 months. Now, an injury crisis means Barca are left with just Luke de Jong up front. Ultimately, this season has just been issues upon issues for the Blaugrana. 7. Weston McKennie. We might be bending the rules slightly by including Weston McKennie here. He initially joined Juventus in 2020, before the Italian club paid an initial €18.5 million to Schalke to make the move permanent in March 2021. However, the transfer didn't become official until July, and with all the talk coming out of Turin recently, he simply had to be included. In August, not even half a year after the Bianconeri put down the money to make the American international one of their own, it emerged that the club were unhappy with his behaviour. They said the 23-year-old fell short of the standards expected of a Juve player, not least with his reported excessive diet, and Juve were also upset when the midfielder broke COVID protocols whilst on international duty in September. Despite being something of a regular under Max Allegri, it suggested that Juventus could be willing to cut ties with McKennie just months into a 4-year deal, with an asking price of €30 million in the summer already falling to a reported €20 million now. With a host of Premier League sides said to be interested, including Everton and West Ham, it might ultimately be a brief stint in Italy for McKennie. 6. Myron Boadu. To France now, where Monaco are looking to put a couple of disappointing seasons behind them and start fighting for European spots once more. To achieve this, they needed more firepower, and brought in to support Wissam Ben Yedder and Kevin Volland was Myron Boadu, one of the hottest young strikers coming out of the Eredivisie. Having averaged a goal every other game since his debut for AZ Alkmaar aged just 17 in 2018, and having scored in his only appearance to date for the Dutch national team, the €17 million Monaco paid seemed to be a smart investment. However, after starting the first 2 games of the campaign, a disappointing opening from both player and club saw the 20-year-old dropped, and it's hard to see where his opportunity comes now. Boadu has only started once more since, and is yet to find the back of the net for his new side. This is despite 9 additional sub-appearances and a total of 375 minutes of action, with just 1 assist so far to his name. Monaco need to hope he starts firing soon, otherwise Boadu could become an expensive mistake in a league hardly flush with cash right now. 5. Andre Silva. It seems that Andre Silva can't string 2 good seasons together, which is a shame as he's proven before he can be extremely lethal in front of goal. His breakout season at Porto secured him a big money move to AC Milan, but after just 2 goals in 25 league games, he spent a year on loan at Sevilla and then with Eintracht Frankfurt. And it was in the Bundesliga where the Portuguese striker found his groove, culminating in a 2021 campaign where he found the net 28 times in 32 appearances for Die Adler. Only Lewandowski, Messi and Ronaldo scored more than Silva in Europe's top 5 leagues. And these performances earned him a €23 million move to RB Leipzig, where he was expected to fire his new side closer to the title. But it's not gone to plan. After just 1 goal in 5 starts and the Roten Bullen struggling to find form, the 26-year-old was dropped. And unfortunately for him, that's when Jesse Marsch's side started winning. Limited to just 1 start since, and with just 3 goals across all competitions, it's shaping up to be another dark season for Andre Silva. 4. Emiliano Buendia. Everyone knows that Emiliano Buendia is a gifted player. Joining Norwich City in 2018, the Argentine contributed 20 goals as the Canaries were promoted, and then despite any real attacking prowess amongst his teammates, would rank 4th in the Premier League for chances created as they went straight back down. Last season, he scored 15 and set up 16, and amidst interest from Arsenal, moved to Aston Villa, with the Birmingham side splashing a club record £33 million on the playmaker. Brought in alongside Leon Bailey and Danny Ings in a post-Jack Grealish era, the 24-year-old has struggled to impress, often being shifted around the pitch as Villa started to drop down the table. Buendia has seen his shots fall below 1 a game, key passes slip to 1.7 and dribbles fall more than half to 1.1 per 90, all his lowest totals since his arrival in England. Almost a third of the way into the campaign, he has just 1 goal and 1 assist to his name. And with Dean Smith now out the door, let's hope that Steven Gerrard can work out how to unlock his undoubted talent. 3. Donyell Malen. Coming into this campaign, expectations were high for Donyell Malen. The 22-year-old had impressed for PSV over recent seasons, with 46 goals in league and European action since August 2019, and there's no doubt it would have been far higher if he didn't miss most of the 2019-20 campaign due to a knee injury. Signed by Borussia Dortmund for €30 million, with many believing him to be Jadon Sancho's replacement, the Dutch international was expected to hit the ground running. However, 11 games into his debut Bundesliga season, and the striker has neither scored nor provided an assist, and it's not like he hasn't had the opportunity. Marlon has started 8 matches and appeared as a sub in the other 3. Marco Rosa has come up publicly and called on Marlon to work on his mindset, also saying it's obvious he's not yet showing the things we were hoping for. Of course, the Dortmund hierarchy are confident that he will come good. And with teammate Erling Haaland currently out with an injury, it's the perfect time for Marlon to show that he can step up and fill the void. 2. Saul Niguez. Despite being an Atletico Madrid icon, having racked up 340 appearances for them by the age of 26, and also signing a 9-year deal with the club in 2017, Saul Niguez fell out of favour under Diego Simeone and was allowed to leave the side after 13 years. And he was highly sought after, as ultimately Chelsea would beat Manchester United to his signature on a season-long loan deal. But 3 months later, and the midfielder has only featured for 47 Premier League minutes, 45 of those coming on his debut before being hooked at half-time, making just 1 more appearance since. In fact, the majority of his 238 minutes in England have come in the Carabao Cup, with it even being suggested that the Blues could look to cut short his loan move. But then Atleti can't re-register him either, as he was moved out in order to accommodate Griezmann's incoming financial burden, which leaves Saul out in the cold, having already featured for 2 clubs this season. Now below the likes of Ross Barkley and Ruben Loftus-Cheek in the pecking order, this is quickly turning into a lost campaign for the Spaniard. 1. Jadon Sancho. It was the transfer that we waited an entire year for. Manchester United were meant to sign Jadon Sancho in 2020 but refused to meet Borussia Dortmund's asking price, getting the deal over the line a year later instead for £75 million. The young Englishman was meant to be the answer to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's problems on United's right flank, but to say it's been a slow start is an understatement. The last-minute return of Cristiano Ronaldo saw the 21-year-old immediately fall a spot in Ole's ideal attack, also preferring Mason Greenwood in the position Sancho was expected to fill. In fact, all 3 of Sancho's starts have come on the left, and in 13 appearances and more than 500 minutes across all competitions, he is yet to contribute either a goal or an assist. And now, with Ole having seemingly switched to a back 3 formation with no conventional wingers, there is talk that Sancho could be turned into a makeshift right wing back, especially with regular fullback Aaron Wan-Bissaka struggling for form himself. It's been a difficult beginning to life in the Premier League for Sancho, and it's hard to see where it's improving in the short term. We can only hope that things get better soon. So that was 10 transfers that have gone horribly wrong since the summer, but who do you think is in the biggest danger of having a flop season entirely? Let us know down in the comments below. Make sure you're liked and subscribed to Football Daily as normal with that notification bell switched on. And guess what? We'll see you next time.